Welcome, 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 welcome. Good morning. Sorry about that. This is a restart to the Shout Out Sports Card Show with ZiggyNet. That's right. This is the restart, the Shout Out Sports Card Show with better audio. Sorry for restarting the channel. I think we had a few watchers, so hopefully we'll catch those guys in a few minutes. We're going to go ahead and restart the content, talk a little bit about what I started this off with. So today we're doing this live. I thought we'd go ahead and give some shout outs to some sports card channels out there. We're also going to spend some time looking at some of the best stories from the weekend, some of the stuff I heard from the National, give you some insights. This is kind of my live national / shout out show. We'll be taking comments and questions, so please get those out there. Also, if anybody give me an audio check, make sure the audio is working. Now, again, really sorry about having to restart. Let's go ahead here and share screen. I'm going to start with a new content creator to me, and that is Brian C. Cards, right? Over 2,000 subscribers. There's a great video here on opening the national black boxes. So really enjoyed the video. Get a new subscriber, give him some sub love. What I want to bring to this, what I want to mention this is that I actually am still waiting for my own redemptions back from Panini. I spoke to them back in I guess it was May, and told they were going to be resolved, and not much has really happened. I'm still waiting for like 19 of them. Several of them were turned in for 150 points, which really made me sick. And I'm looking at this guy who got, I think he said, 2 black boxes for 5 redemptions apiece. I have like, that means I get like 5 black boxes right now. I don't know what to say. I'm frustrated, Panini. I mean, I would love I'd take blaster boxes right now for my redemptions. Anything for my redemptions. Like, I'm so frustrated with Panini right now. And it took me 2 years to reach out and get them on the phone. Oh, let me just move on. Let me not talk about them anymore. Okay, another great channel to check out. It's on the sub love side. Is Mr. Fisher Bike. Did a great video, and unfortunately, because I'm having audio problems, I'm going to play this for you because I think it's funny. What he's doing is he's commenting. So again, what Mr. Fisher Bike just did there is he showed an empty car, but he talked as if he's got people in the car. Because that's what a lot of people were doing on the International. They're all driving. Yeah, I've got, Andy Refactor in the back here. Here's a baseball card collector over here. We got the car packed. We're on the International. So his video, his parody, was well played, sir. Well played and not underappreciated. So if you haven't already, please go over and check out Mr. Fisher Bike. Give him some sub love. Let's get him over 1,000. And that's a funny video. I was very entertained. Another video that I feel was didn't get enough attention because of the holiday weekend, and not enough attention. It's got 6,000 views, but maybe it went unseen by others. Was this great video on the short print runs that Scotty B did. Also, Scotty B, 15,000 subs, man. He's sub love away, man. He's got a lot of sub love. But definitely one of my favorite videos of the weekend for the details, okay? I'm not going to spend time talking about it, but I am going to bookmark it and recommend if you guys get a chance to check that out. Let me see. Oh, okay. So other videos that I saw this weekend that I thought, really caught my attention. Sports Card once again put out a couple of videos. He does one video here on the basketball sets, 10 more 70s basketball inserts from the 80s, 95 to 98. I thought it was pretty cool because he's really looking for kind of like sleeper sets. And I did a video of this earlier, I think like a few days ago on this. I thought it was interesting because Cajun Cards did one on which basketball sets are the most collectible. Different way of looking at it, but same error, right? So really recommend checking out the video here by Cajun Cards and checking out, once again, Sports Cards, and tell me what your thoughts are. Again, it's in perspective too, right? You got a collector here who's a ComC general, I'd say, and then you got to go here who's a PWCC warrior, right? Just different perspectives or market spaces. I'll also mention I really liked I met Cajun. I told you about this. Really loved his story that he does in here about meeting Nat Turner when he went to get his PMG graded. I do talk about this later on in another video. But this whole conversation here does bring me to another conversation. And that is one I heard over here on Rip Pack and Slab this weekend. Before I get in this one, let me just check and see how we're doing. If we got anybody back over here from the viewers. Okay, good. Can anybody give me a comment? Let me know that audio is working. Any questions, please let me know. I'm going to go ahead and, I'm learning StreamYard again. It's been a while. Oh, that's not what I want to do. See, hit the wrong button again. Share screen. Oh, there we go. Okay. Listen to this video. I'm a big fan of Rip Pack Slab. And there was a theme about this. I don't know how to touch this one. Diversity or lack thereof diversity at the national. And, I'm definitely become more aware of it. I'll be honest. I didn't think about it very much. And I think about it more now. One thing that came up that I really liked that Cajun said in his video here, he made positive comments about Atlantic City. A lot of other people made negative comments about Atlantic City kind of being, I don't know, a bad place to have the convention. And he made a comment. He goes, I'm from New Orleans, and I get along with other people. It just was a very positive way he spun it. I'll just say that. I can't explain this, but it made me think to myself when listening to this video is that I wish more people had Cajun Brian's attitude. I'll put it that way. It's a hard topic to touch, but because I enjoyed the AC, I can understand both perspectives. People saying it was a bad place to have it. At the same time, the city's not at fault. The city's struggling because the economy's struggling and gambling's struggling. The city was built on gambling, and all gambling's left that area. It's not, I don't know. It was sad to see the condition of an American city like that. That struck me more than, I guess, my concern. Now, again, I wasn't walking around with $5,000 in cash. Anyway, great video here talking about diversity in the hobby, and will be more represented in the future. I even heard Sports Card Radio make a comment. It's a bunch of white men at the national, and for the most part, that's true. Although I would say, from my experience in 2016, there were a lot more diversity at this national than I saw in the past. Now, again, that's my white eyes perspective. So, next topic. Great video here. I like Mike Baseball Card Collector went out and actually spoke to a dealer as he was closing up, I think on Saturday, and got really good feedback from him. And the feedback was positive. Now, this was specific to vintage. That his vintage sales did well, his vintage singles did well. I think he had a very successful national. So it's great to hear that from a dealer's perspective. I've heard all sorts of feedback. Again, you're going to hear complaining. There's some Captain Obviouses in the room, like attendance is lower than last year because last year was after COVID when there was no national and it was in a different location where there's more central people to access it. It's going to have bigger numbers. So this year can't be as big as last year. I'm sorry, it's just not. If you told me it's bigger than last year, I'd say cap. I'll tell you get another secret. Next year, I think will be lower than this year. Now, they could be sneaky. They could go, oh, it's bigger than Atlantic City because Atlantic City's numbers could come out and be really low. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say it will still be declining for the next few years. We saw a peak in Chicago last year. Good video, though. Really good video. One of the best stories of the weekend. This is not national related, but really a great story here by Sensi Domino. I can't do this justice. He talks about Wyatt Earp. Remember Wyatt Earp, the OK Corral? He was a boxing referee, and a scandalous boxing referee, apparently, that at the time endangered and hurting his reputation. So check out this video. And the way he puts this together with the cards deserves every one of these. Like, you'll be watching this like it's a history channel. Like, what happens next? Tell me more. Tell me more. It was damn good, man. I really, really enjoy it. Hey, guys, when you visit these channels, again, subscribe. Tell them Ziggy sent you. I appreciate that. Just trying to get the name out there. Try to build that community of love. Okay, I got a couple things. I got two cool stories from the National that I do want to get into. Let me check out and see how we're doing in the comments and questions. If you have any questions, thoughts, feedback. All right, audio is working. Thanks, AIH. Ziggy is live. Start using the InvestorCard intro, bro. I forget what that one is. I'll have to listen to it. I do know it, though. I've heard the guy say it a couple times. Look, the next two things I talk about, I think, are pretty cool. So I'm glad I have a small audience here to kind of listen to this. So the first one is on, where do I go? Do I go with Women of the Hobby first, or do I go with talking about a scandalous theft? I think they kind of feed in each other. Let's start with the scandalous theft. Sharing screen again. Okay, right over here. This is actually, just listen to this morning, okay? Listen to the retro guys. Really big fans of these guys. Give them some sub love. We got to build this community. I like what they're doing. 329 subscribers. We're gonna help these guys break 1,000 here shortly. I really feel it. I feel it. These guys are putting out good content. They do a great conversation about meeting Dustin and Chris Sewell at the show. I really like that. But the story that caught my attention that I really liked was this $40,000 theft by deception at the National. Now, let me tell you the story, and you please listen to this and confirm to me if you're on the same page. My understanding is that there's a woman, a guy's trying to buy a card at a booth. The woman makes a phone call to check on the price with the guy, misunderstands the price, hears a 4,000 when the answer was 40,000, and she sells the card to a guy for 4,000 instead of 40,000. Now again, that's a phone call. There's a whole bunch of issues there. The internet connectivity was terrible. Why is she taking the phone call? Blah 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 blah. Right? The card is a $40,000 card to sell for 4,000. The guy's thankful and leaves. Joe comes up and he offers to buy the PSA 9. He's like, "Well, can I buy the PSA 9?" The woman calls the guy, and the guy says 7,500, and she's like, 7,500. Why is it more than that one? That's when the whole aha moment happened, where she realized she sold it for the wrong amount. Now the question was that theft? Is there any action that can be taken? Is there any legal recourse? Is the guy freaked out, right? He starts screaming at the lady, apparently makes a big scene, yelling at her. Dude, first thought I think about is when Jeremy Lee, apparently the Mint Collective, I think it was, had mislabeled the card, and one of his friends at the booth took an offer for a card that was supposed to be $3,000, and he took like a $300 offer because the card was mislabeled or something. I don't remember. So I've heard stories like that. This is not the same. This is definitely a miscommunication. Is it theft? I don't know. I mean, what I kind of commented there is that I hear stories all the time of people who specifically go to shows for this, where they're looking for those mispriced deals, right? The guy who has it mispriced, right? They're not gonna bring it to your attention, or, hey, did you see the guy had a blah blah blah? He had a Prism silver price for the price of a Prism base. I mean, it happens, and people don't often correct it. They kind of feel justified in it, like it's their reward to, I don't know. I'm sure the person didn't mean to steal $36,000 in value, but there's no way. I think, would I have changed? Would I have done something differently? I don't know. I'm surprised more people in the audience or the group around there. Like, a lot of people watching the transaction took place, and no one said anything. I don't know. It's a shocking story. Would love to get your comments, your thoughts. What did you think about that? Did anybody hear about that? Or was anybody there when the scene took place? I think it was on Friday or Saturday. Again, kind of mind blowing there, right? That someone would 4,000, 4,000, 40. I said 40. Man, God, that would suck. So let me get your comments, thoughts here. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. But we got to stop sharing or else I'm going to go blind. Okay. Merwelt said AC was a bit dark. Yeah, I did hear him say that. There were a lot of comments about the ethnicity, the crime, whatever it was. I'll just say this. Look, a good friend of mine told me, man, you got to always look at something from somebody else's shoes. So if you are in a community where you go to work every day, and you guys see conferences come all the time, and all of a sudden, like a bunch of guys from the Star Trek conference show up, white dudes, and they're all carrying around their little briefcases, and you're looking like, I don't know, maybe they think they're with the I don't know. You probably think they look funny, and if they start acting sketchy when you're walking towards them, it's not justifying anybody's behavior, but again, look from their perspective. They probably think you look weird. Like, just act as if you belong there. You smile, make eye contact, say good morning, say hello. I don't know. Anyway, any thoughts or comments on the retro and on the was it theft to I won't say mislabel, but misquote a price? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that person when he comes back and he goes, I said 40 and you said 4? That kind of blows my mind. Okay, the next topic I want to quickly touch on. Not stealing, but I would have let the price wasn't right. I would have let the girl, the price wasn't right. Please bring a check. Yeah, exactly. It's not stealing. I mean, I'm surprised by that. I am. And like I said, some of the Joe and the guys talked about was, should somebody have said something? Should somebody commented, oh, I think you made a mistake, ma'am. And the guy who was there, like, I guess the guy, when he got back, goes, well, who was it? What did he look like? Like, if you made that transaction, let's say you did, and you're walking around, and the guy comes up and goes, hey, man, you bought my car for 4,000. And you looked at him and goes, yes, I did. It's on camera. I think you have a camera where I gave $4,000 for the transaction. Do you think they'd make you do it over? He'd probably left immediately. I guess you'd be guilted into doing it over more than physically having to do it over. But, I mean, we all talk about what a sports card value is what someone's willing to pay for it. And he was willing to pay $4,000. He's probably willing to pay more. In fact, here's another question. Did anybody go over to the card letter booth and report the sale? I would have loved to have seen that. Really, really would have loved. Hey, I got a sale of a Tom Brady rookie card. Yeah, PSA 10. And what was the sale, sir? $4,000. We're going to need some verification. No, look at the guy over there crying. Yeah, that's verification enough. I'm sorry. That's rude. But, wow. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to touch on the third rail here. I like to talk a little controversy every now and then. We're only 15 minutes in. I saw something at the National. I try to observe. Saw something in the National, and then I watched the video that kind of, I don't know if it just made me go, are we there now? Okay. Okay. And here's what it is. Let me share my screen again. Oh boy, this could lose some subs for me. This could lose some subs for me. Okay. Boom. Let's start here. Let me just say that this man, Mr. Daps, was all over the National. This guy was everywhere, dude. I mean, I saw him with his camera crew everywhere. I saw him on The Chase. Is that the Chase? That's the show from David Adams. I saw him on Sports Card Nonsense with Gio. I saw him being interviewed by some woman. It was a young woman. That's why I misspoke. I think she was with Collectible. I mean, I saw him everywhere. He really did a great job marketing. Really did. And look at this video here. I want to point out. Do you know who that is right there? Yeah, that's the CEO of Fanatics, Michael Rubin, right? Doing a video with him. And in the video, and I wish I could play this for you. I encourage you to watch it. I FaceTime with James Harden. He should have said, Michael Rubin and I FaceTime with James Harden, because I don't care about James Harden. I care more about the fact you're there with Michael Rubin, and Michael Rubin's getting TikTok advice to you. Michael Rubin opens up his TikTok account, okay? And he subs from I think 3 or 4 people he subs to as he opens his account. The 4th person he subs to is Daps Cards. And then he calls James Harden to ask Harden to sub to his TikTok channel. That's what Michael Rubin's doing here. That's his whole shtick in this video. And it's like, wow, man, Daps has rapport with Michael Rubin. Now, is this okay? Are we here now? And where I am, guys, for people who are listening to my channel, is I'm at the next video, same video, I'm sorry, but in the same video, there's a video of Daps with, I guess it's a Daps girl. It's a beautiful woman with a shirt that has his little Daps logo on it. At first, I thought, when I watched the video, I thought she was a Topps representative because he's opening a Topps Finest box. And I'm like, oh, so the Topps marketing woman is getting him a box. But she doesn't. She follows him over, and he opens it with a great curator. And I'm like, holy smokes, man, we're there now. And again, I'm not against this at all. I'm just surprised that someone as visible as this would take this move. And it didn't stop there. I mean, it didn't stop there. He doesn't have one Daps girl, right? He has a couple Daps girls. It's hard to not look at the Daps logo. Okay, Daps logo is on the lady's her chest area. There's another Daps lady who, in this video, at the same video, but later on, he specifically pulls her into the audience to talk about the card he got for Daps' sister, which I thought was this lady. I thought this was Daps' sister, and I'm like, oh, so that's your sister, but it's not. There's another lady. I don't know what to say. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie to you. There's the little devil voice in me that goes, roll on, Daps. I mean, bring the Daps girls out. When are you breaking next? And then there's a voice in me that goes, diversity, women in the hobby, inclusion, fanatics. Wow. And again, I'm just bringing this to your attention because, like I said, I don't really care. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that I watched the Daps video and said, I watched it twice. I watched most videos twice, but that one I slowed it down so I could make sure I catch the Michael Rubin part and I catch these parts because I wanted to share this with you. You know this makes a great mashup, right? I mean, somebody's not happy about it. What do you guys think? Am I overreacting? Am I overreacting? Okay, let's see. Merle said, my supporters were Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. I will say, look, I did talk to Merle and Dan, and I'll say this. They asked me about you. Are you part of AIH? I'm like, look, I know everybody. I like to know everybody. I like communication that way that I can have these conversations with other people, right? Hey, did you hear what he said? Because I go back and say, look, dude, don't lump him in with Oath Keepers and Proud Boys. That's not fair. AIH is not that. He's just a contrarian. Like myself, he's going to ask questions. And you can either ignore him or you can answer them. But let's not be let's not go that let's not go there with name calling. I'm not a proud boy or a boy toy. I appreciate that, man. Let's see. I watched one of Daft's videos and thought his crew was annoying. Maybe it was the shtick, and maybe others thought it was cute. I agree. I've watched this young boys, men, friends, whatever he has, the two kids that do the videos with him, and they have been kind of annoying. But I was amazed with the Daft's girls. I didn't know we went there. I didn't know we were there yet. People want to get eyes in the hobby. These women fill the bill. Again, and let me just say this. I'm not knocking this. I'm in an industry. My background is in IT. I'll leave it at that. Cyber IT. And a lot of conferences use booth babes. There's no doubt in them because you're talking about a male-dominated industry. They use, attractive women to get people to their booth. So I'm not shocked by that at all. I was more shocked by the backlash it took when I think the breakers had women, the cases that took a lot of backlash. And we've seen a big movement for diversity. And I'll just say this too, as a white male, yeah, I would have been one of those dumb white males like, oh, that's great. Who cares? Get the Daps girls up. But now listening to other perspectives, I'm thinking to myself, is that a positive way that we want to grow the hobby? And Michael Rubin, here's what I'll tell you. This clearly shows to me that people in the hobby have no clue who they are interacting with. Okay, you would not see what's his name? The commissioner of the NFL doing a video with Daps. You see what I'm saying? I don't think he would. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he just had absolutely no idea. I mean, Rubin's a pretty big guy, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I did want to bring that to some attention. I hope other people will look at it and give their perspective. I mean, am I making nothing out of something? Am I making a mountain out of a molehill? Or is it a simple nothing? The chat seems pretty quiet. So, the small audience we have this morning, I understand, but I'm curious. I'll let it mill around. I definitely feel. I feel future videos coming out. I'll just say that I do have some great positive content coming out later on this week. In fact, I got a whole bunch of content coming out. I think almost every other night this week I have some content coming out. I forget what tonight is on. I don't know if it's on the National. I think it's on the National. And then I got stuff on. I got my Prism rejects, my eBay reject story coming out. Anyway, a lot of good stuff. I feel like I'm babbling, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the content this morning. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to try to go live again tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe I'll record it. Maybe I'll live. It depends on how I feel at night. That's really what it is. Do I feel like getting up early and doing the show? Or do I feel like recording everything at night and putting it together? Thank you very much. Really do appreciate the support. Oh, I got one last comment. What's your thought on the sports card radio video? Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. This is what I was trying to say. And I'm going to answer this. Here's the way I listen to that. I think he made a good comment. I do think that most of the attendees were not used to being in diverse inner city communities, right? And a lot of them live in middle America where they haven't seen some of the poverty tent cities, challenges that are going on. I live outside DC, so that's not as surprising to me. To be brutally honest, I was surprised it wasn't worse. I'm not lying to you, okay? The story of somebody being chased, that's one story. I'm actually shocked there weren't more. You figure there's 30 to 100,000 people there? The crime rate should have been higher for that. I can say I've been at conferences in New Orleans where people got mugged from my conference that I was at, which is less than that. So I'm not surprised by that comment. I'll go back to what I said before. I think people need to, I don't know, think about where you are, right? If you went to anywhere, like even last year when people went to Chicago, right, there were jokes about, Chicago's got the biggest crime rate. Well, they weren't in Chicago. They're in Rosemont, Illinois. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't a city. It was a different place. I think it's kind of like you go to DC and you actually go to a conference out by Dulles Airport. It's the same thing, man. Dulles Airport is nothing like Washington, D.C., but it's called the D.C. Airport. Makes sense? So I thought his comments were interesting. Thugs calling National a white cultural event. I don't know if that's a fair comment. Again, I just say historically, it has been like the Star Trek conventions, right? A bunch of older white dudes who are enjoying the event. Or I haven't been to Comic Con, so I can't compare that, but I can see that. Ooh, I got more comments. I got more comments, man. I cringe when people use the term ghetto. I do too. I don't like that. I don't like that. I think it has negative connotations. Here's another one that I don't want to get this cancel culture thing, right? I try to just be open minded, but I live in Virginia, and I was down at a basketball state conference, basketball, what's the thing called? Tournament in Lynchburg, Virginia. And I thought to myself, Lynchburg, Virginia, like, and I looked up, how many Lynchburgs there are in the United States? Like, there's Lynchburg, Tennessee, Lynchburg, Virginia. What is up with that? That seems like a inappropriate name. Like if we had Ghettoburg, Lynchburg, I don't know. So yeah, there's certain terms I don't like. I don't like them. I'm not about cancel culture. It's just, I don't like it. And I guess I'm trying to be more aware. Is that wrong? Well said, Ziggy. Thank you. Middle America. Yeah. Thank you, guys. I'll just shut up there. I probably said too much.